Good morning, everyone. We are from Hush Company, a team under the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development and Ministry of Human Resources. I am accompanied by my team member, Mr. Farhan, Mr. Heakal, and Mr. Hairi. First of all, the main issue in this presentation is to discuss the issue of discrimination against women in working place, the solution and the implementation for this issue. One of the most serious problems yet to be solved is the discrimination against women, as although many actions has been done to solve this issue, many women are continue to undergo unfair and unlawful discrimination in workplace. These discriminations have affected negatively towards women's incomes and their opportunities in career growth. Thus, it is a problem that needs more than attention to be solved. So now we proceed to our next agenda, which is the issue of discrimination against women, the solution, and the implementation that should be enforced. I will now hand over the presentation to Mr. Heikal.
Hello, afternoon everyone. My name is Mohd Heakal bin Shamsul. Thank you, my fellow colleagues, for such wonderful introduction. Now I'm going to talk about gender pay gap issue. This issue has happened for a very long time. Working women are paid less than working men. A large body of research accounts for diagnosis and investigates this gender pay gap. But this literature often becomes unwieldy for lay readers, and because pay gaps are political topics, ideological agendas often slip quickly into discussion. A number of figures are commonly used to describe the gender wage gap. One often cited statistic comes from the Census Bureau, which looks at annual pay of full-time workers by measure that women are paid 80 cents for every $1 men are paid. Another measures look at hourly pay and does not exclude part-time workers. It finds that related to men, typical women are paid 83 cents on the dollar. Other less cited measures show different gaps because they examine the gap at different parts of the wage distribution or for different demographic subgroups, or are adjusted for factors such as education level and occupation. Average women worker loses more than 530 US dollar over the course of her lifetime because of the gender wage gap, and the average college educated woman loses even more, nearly 800,000 US dollar. It's worth noting that every woman loses will vary significantly based on the variety of the factors, including the health of the economy at various points in her life, her education, and duration of periods out of the labor force. But estimate demonstrates the significance of the cumulative impact. And as explained later, the gap may play a role in the retirement insecurity of older American women. The solution that my team has come up with is women worker must claim salary transparency. They must know the range of wages that their men counterparts get every month. Through this salary transparency, it can avoid the company from hiding and deceiving their female worker. By the implementation that my team has come up to
help in the to help against this issue.
For this solution is the manager must explain the new policy of the company. This can ensure that everyone who are working in the company itself knows every little thing or every little detail that happen in the company itself. Other than that, the manager also plays a huge role in eradicate discrimination that happen in gender pay gap. Manager can ensure that the female worker get the equal pay as their male counterpart, because uh, for me, equal workforce equal to equal pay is the same as equal pay gap. Okay, right now I'm going to hand over meeting to Mr. Farhan.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Heakal, for the presentation for issue regarding gender pay gap. Okay, so next, for the next issue is the sexual harassment towards women in working place. Okay, what is sexual harassment? Okay, sexual harassment is any form of sexual behavior which is offensive, humiliating, or intimidating. This is strictly against the law. Both men and women are facing in this problem. It can also happen in our surrounding, in our environment, at school, or even in our home. Okay. But today, our focus is sexual harassment towards women in the working place. Okay, sexual harassment includes touching, grabbing, gestures, even sexual jokes is considered as sexual harassment. Okay, so the solution that our company has developed is to imply strict rules and laws, such as serving time in jail, and even get lashes or whipping, not just for people involved in drugs, but for people who did this kind of issue. The issue regarding women sexually assaulted has been regulating for many, many years or even decades. So, even though lots of initiative had been done by government and non-government organization, now strict rules has to be executed. Okay, as shown in the left-hand side graph, 59% of respondents who reported having sexual harassment experienced sexual assault. Sexual harassment was still viewed as something that affected women, with 40% of Malaysians believing it to be more pressing issue facing women in the country as in 2019. Next, another 48% of respondents experienced verbal sexual assault, and another 29% regarding flashing. Other than that, the offenders should be sentenced to death, especially if the assault is so cruel and bad, because, or if the offender had been involved in sexual harassment before. It is as if they never listen and continue to do the same thing over and over again. Okay, this also implies if they have a record of any other sexual assault towards women in the past. The implementation that the company have came up is to create laws regarding the seriousness of this sexual assault. No compromisation should be given, and no more light punishment for anyone who committed. The legislature, politicians, police need to imply heavy rules and punishment for offenders. We can no longer take the matter lightly and let them get away with it. They should never be bailed. They should never be let go just like that. Okay, we need to take very serious action towards them. So next, I would like to pass the presentation for the next issue to Mr. Hairi.
Thank you, Mr. Farhan. So I will continue by talking about career growth. So regarding the concern of women's career growth, as we all know, although gender equality is seen in the working industry, the gender gap remains unchanged. This is justified by the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs regarding the trends and statistics of women in 2020. The past year has brought a number of implications mainly in the working sector due to COVID-19 pandemic. Companies are mainly closed for a significant amount of time, or some would have to be closed permanently. Few that remain would probably minimize the strength of their workforce. Although both men and women are heavily affected by it, the toll proved to be more severe on women. As of 2020, only 47% of women worldwide have participated in the labor market compared to 74% of men. With the effects of the pandemic, the numbers will surely went down, but it still favored on the men. In the Southern Asia, Northern Africa, and Western Asia, the number is even lower, where it sits at just 30%. At the managerial area, only 28% of women holds a position globally. The figures shown are enough to say that women's career growth is on a brink of collapsing. That is also why, Mr. Farhan, if you, okay, that is also why the pay scale shows men are generating more money than women. It is due to women's lack of career growth. So we decided that the best course of action is to have a cooperative working system within a company or department. The implementation of such system have to be at the secretarial area or any field that requires a huge amount of time and work. Areas where women are usually placed or designated. This cooperative system is to have two or more people working on the same task or assignment. By doing this, it lessens the burden of overworking and help increase work efficiency and quality of work. Furthermore, this will give women a chance to shine alongside their male counterparts and grow together as per need of the company. In order to execute this course of plan, a mentor-mentee program would be suited for the job. This program helps women to complete given tasks with their mentor or mentee and thus saving plenty of time and other implications if you are working alone. And if they are if they are the mentee of the program, it will help sharpen their skills by learning from experienced worker and help increase the standards of the company. That's it for me. I return the floor to Miss Susie.
Yes, and as a conclusion, strict actions that have been mentioned by Mr. Aliff, Mr. Heakal, and Mr. Hairi must be done to secure a fair and equal role in the workplace. So, discrimination against women in the workplace must be eradicated so that women will feel safe in the workplace and receive fair treatment in the workplace for the good future of the company. I hope that the solutions and the implementation that have been stated and discussed just now can give a huge contribution in solving the discrimination issue against women in workplace, so that women will feel safe and the discrimination issues such as pay gap, sexual harassment, and career growth should be stopped for the brighter future of the women in their career. So, do anyone have any question or anything to add on?
I think not for me.
Okay, if no question, then that's all from us. Thank you for listening to our presentation.